Today is August 17th, 2010. I'm interviewing Martin Gaffey in Plantsville, Connecticut. Interviewer is Eileen Hurst from the Center for Public Policy and Social Research at CCSU. Also present is Martin's son Tom Gaffey and Steve Kligger from CCSU. Martin, for the record, would you state your full name and your date of birth?
Yeah, April 10th, 1925.
Martin, what war did you serve in?
World War II.
And what branch of the service were you in?
In the service of a second class.
You were second class?
Yeah,
Seaman second class?
yeah,
You were in the U.S. Navy?
right.
Did you enlist or were you drafted?
I was enlisted.
Why did you enlist?
I just enjoyed doing for my country.
Do you recall the date that you enlisted?
Yeah, but I got him home
Okay. Do you remember what year it was?
in 1945, I think.
And we can check your records to be sure. Where were you living at the time that you enlisted?
Where I live now,
Where's that?
16 North 2nd Street
What town?
in Meriden, Connecticut.
After you enlisted, where did you go for your basic training?
I went to the firehouse, and then I went to the city hall. They sent me over there to enlist. You know, raise my right hand and all that.
Did you go by yourself or did friends join with you?
No, I went by myself.
After you were inducted and you raised your hand and they swore you in, where did you go from there?
Went to the city hall.
In Meriden?
Yeah,
And after that, where did you go for your basic training?
went to Sampson, New York.
Sampson, New York? How long did you go there for?
A couple of years.
Do you remember what your basic training was like?
Yeah, booth. Normally it was basic training, and it was, you know, ran on and off in the manuals for the guns and all that stuff.
What guns did they train you to use?
In the state, we had 40 millimeters.
40 millimeter?
Yeah.
When you were being trained at Sampson, New York, did you know what your job was going to be in the Navy?
No.
So that was just basic training for skills in general?
Yeah.
Why did you pick the Navy?
I was in the Navy first of all. So I wanted to transfer into my Navy cause, and that's what I did. Because I didn't want to go down. I kept on with the board.
Did you want to transfer out of the Navy?
No.
No, you liked the Navy?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you recall any of your instructors when you were in basic training?
Oh God, yeah.
Who did you have? Can you remember any of them?
Oh yeah.
Tell me about them.
Well, I had some Jewish war and also some Jewish commandos. Because when we got into a ship, we didn't know who we were at, because we had some British commandos that came aboard us, and we had to pay attention to them.
When the British commandos came aboard, that was when you were out at sea? Or was that when you were in basic training?
When we were in the Navy training.
Did they teach you some things?
Yeah.
What kind of skills did the British commandos have?
Well, they're in a small state of the Strait, and then they came aboard our ship, ran around, came aboard. So that was in Salerno.
That was in Salerno,
Yeah.
Italy?
Yep.
After you got out of boot camp, after your basic training was over, where did you go from there? Do you recall where you were stationed first?
In the New Guinea, the General Eisenhower. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. When you left New York, where did you go first?
We went to Boise training in New York.
And after that, when you were trained, where did you go?
Oh,
When you went on your ship, then you went overseas.
Yeah,
Where did you go overseas?
it was a Japanese, New York. Japanese, New York, sailboat.
And what did you do there?
Had a storekeeper running.
You were a storekeeper
Yeah,
aboard the ship?
yeah.
What were your duties? What kinds of things did you do as a storekeeper?
I did what I wanted to do. I took in the store several, and then I went into Brooklyn, name, which is hard for me to say.
What did you have to do? When you got up every morning on the boat, what did you have to do?
Oh, I bought the manifest. Had to check every odd for.
So you had to check every manifest and you had to check off what was on the ship for stores?
Oh yeah.
Did they come to you to get the materials and the
Yeah,
supplies
ammunition too.
and the ammunition? Well, that was an important thing. You were in charge of distributing the ammunition?
Yeah.
Did they have to come and like sign it out?
No,
How did you handle that?
I had a working party of 6 guys. Well, the 6 men and the 4 men, and on down. So all sizes to cross. Some brothers, I couldn't even lift them. They were so heavy.
Wow.
But we got them on board.
So you were in charge of the work party that got those ammunition boxes on board?
Yeah, that's right.
And then you would put them in the stores and that way you were in charge of keeping that?
Right, down below. Everything went down below.
What was your ship like? You were on the USS Boise?
A light cruiser.
It was a light cruiser. Can you tell me anything about what a light cruiser's like?
Well, it was 10,000 pounds. And we had 5 turrets, which were 5 big turrets. And that's hard to tell for you what to do. But there's 5 big turrets five five things.
So you had 5 turrets with 2-barrel guns in each turret?
Yeah.
Now, did you have a battle station that you were in charge of as well as being the storekeeper?
Yes, I was.
What was your battle station?
5-inch.
You were one of the 5-inch guns?
Yeah.
Do you recall any times when you had to man your battle station, what that was like?
Yeah, every day.
Oh, were you in battle every day or it was practice every day?
Pretty near every day we went to Sicily.
When you went to Sicily was your first port that you went to?
Yeah.
And what battles did you take part in Sicily?
Salerno.
Salerno was the first one. Salerno was a big battle.
That's right.
What was it? Now tell me, so you went to Salerno and you were involved in that battle?
Yeah, that was a big battle.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Well, we fought off the Gemini's and German patrol boats, and we tried to lift them out of the water. But we got them. We got them in port in good shape in the Battle of Salerno.
How long did that battle go on?
2 days.
And did you man your battle station the entire 2 days?
Yeah, we ran out of guns.
You ran out of guns?
Yeah, we had to shoot the shit out of the British.
Wow. So what did you do when you ran out of guns?
We went to the 40-minute, which was little pop guns. And that's about what we did. See, the British came into the beach at night, and we were able to use our small stuff to lock them in the big guns. We pushed them back. So it wasn't a pretty sight, you know?
Right.
But we did it. Nobody moved. Okay?
Yeah. And then after Salerno, where did you go? Did you go up to Monte Cassino?
Yes, we did.
What was that like? Did you have to go up in the mountains?
No.
What did you do? Because you were on a boat, right?
Yeah.
Did you actually go ashore?
Oh, yeah.
How did you get ashore?
By our coats. We run. We run right into the deck and tied up.
Did you go on LSTs?
Now we're a bigger ship than the LSD.
A lot bigger?
Oh yeah, we're on a nice LSD, which is a 40-ton ship of the Navy.
So 40 ton is pretty heavy, so that was pretty big. How many men would you say were on board?
On board? Oh, I'd say around 2,000.
After Salerno, where did you go? Where did your ship go, the USS Boise? Because I know you were in several other battles. Do you remember what other battles you were in?
Yeah, all the battles in the Mediterranean.
Okay, can you tell me about those?
No,
Where else were you in? Where else were you after Salerno? You went up through Italy, and then where did you go?
Italy was enough.
Italy was a lot. There was a lot of battles there.
Yes, we did a lot of work in Sicily.
Where else did you go?
Sicily and Italy.
Where did you go in Sicily? What battles were going on in Sicily?
Oh, beat the shit out of them.
Good.
But that's how it was.
Can you tell me what a day would be like in your life? When you were on board the ship, what would a typical day be like? What would you do? Starting
Well,
from the morning to the night.
Yeah, we'd have breakfast about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'd go to register and have chow, and from then on, it'd be a full day of muster and all that other stuff, you know.
Yep. How long was your shift? Did you have to work 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours?
Oh yeah, our ship was four long, 4 meters long, and you can see the picture.
I'm gonna look at your ship. I want to see that picture. We're going to attach that picture to your record.
Yeah,
Did you serve on any other ships besides the USS Boise?
yes, we did.
What other ship did you serve on?
Oh, the
Is it in that newspaper article?
huh?
Is it in that newspaper article?
No, I just glanced at it.
Were you in the Pacific at all, Martin?
Yeah, most of our time was in the Pacific.
Can you tell me about some of the battles that you were in the Pacific? I know you were at Guadalcanal.
Yeah,
Can you tell me about Guadalcanal?
yeah, that was tough. We pretty got beat there, but we made it.
Do you remember what that was like?
Yeah, it was bad.
What were you doing?
Shooting our guns.
What gun were you manning? The 5-inch?
6-inch then.
And you were shooting from the ship onto the shore?
Or the ships.
Were you supporting the Marines there?
Yes, we were.
Now, do you recall any incidents that happened during that battle?
No, we just shot each other to hell. That's how it was.
Didn't you have a friend that was manning a gun?
Oh yeah,
What happened?
he got killed.
While he was firing?
Yeah,
Do you recall his name?
yeah. His name was, guess, was his name.
And did you see that happen?
Yeah,
So what did you do? So if he was firing his gun and he got shot
yeah.
while he was at the gun, what did you do when you saw that?
I ducked.
Probably a good idea, huh?
Yeah,
Did you continue firing your gun or did you take over his gun?
I took over both guns.
And how long did you fire both guns?
Well, they were 40 millimeters and they were light heavy. So we'd shoot 20 millimeters at a time. They would be in magazines,
Yep.
you know. I'll have to take you aboard someday and show you.
That would be very nice. You think if you went on board today, you'd be able to fire that gun again? You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
how?
Yeah, but I can't do it today.
No, that's all right. But you could still remember how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, what other battles in the Pacific were you involved with?
All on Guadalcanal.
All of Guadalcanal?
Yeah.
Do you remember any other incidents, specific incidents from Guadalcanal?
Yeah, I do. Let me write that down.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me?
I'll have to write it down first.
Okay, and then think about it and then tell me.
Yes, I will.
What other Pacific battles were you involved in?
Oh, boy. You're picking them when
I'm asking hard questions, huh? Were you at Okinawa or Iwo Jima or
Yeah.
Kwajalein?
Yeah, all three of them.
You were in all three of them?
Yeah,
Do you remember what they were like?
no, except I'm here today.
Of all the battles that you were in, which one was the most memorable?
Guadalcanal.
Guadalcanal? Because it was the worst?
Yeah, because we really got killed.
Martin, when you were overseas and you were serving on board the ship, how did you stay in touch with your family back home?
U.S. They had good service in those days.
They did?
Yeah, we got right down to USA.
Did you write letters home?
Oh, crap, yeah. If you didn't, the captain of the Navy would be after you.
What was the food like on board ship?
Oh, it was good.
Did you always have 3 meals a day?
Yeah.
Did you always have enough supplies and ammunition and clothes?
Oh, yeah, that was my idea.
So
I was
you,
the storekeeper.
so you had to make sure there was enough of everything.
Right.
Well, if you were over in Italy or in the middle of the ocean, how would you get resupplied, say, with ammunition or food?
We would run our cargo, and that's from one ship to the other and pass it over in a line. That's how we did it.
And were you involved with that?
Oh, yeah.
So you had to highline the materials over? Martin, do you remember when you were serving in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Tell me what that was like.
That was gravy because we're MacArthur had this flagship. So we had a good time with MacArthur.
You served with General MacArthur?
Yeah, we're his flagship.
You were his flagship?
Yeah,
So when he took the Philippines back, you guys went there and had fun?
yeah.
What did you do for duty? What were your responsibilities?
To make sure that we had all the Navy ships and food and ammunition.
So everywhere you went, that was your job. How did you get ammunition and supplies when you were on the Philippines?
We put aboard ship and we'd load the cargo nets and pull them over by hand.
Wow. So
that-
then you would pull it all up from the ship to the shore?
Sure.
And then when you were on the Philippines, did you stay on land or did you go back to your ship?
We went back to the ship.
And you slept
Yes.
on board?
Yeah.
When you were on the Philippines, did you get to see any place else? Did you get to go exploring at all?
Oh, the lady, all that business.
Were you at the Battle of Leyte?
Yeah, I was.
Do you recall what that was like?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I didn't think it was
You
bad.
didn't think it was bad? That was a pretty huge battle.
Yes, it was. So that's about it for questions.
What about Borneo?
That was another. Who told you about Borneo?
Oh, your son. What do you recall about Borneo? You were there too, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was that like?
They used to come out in the sun, shore
Yep.
in the morning to raid, and they try to ship our sailboat by step to shell our ship by 40 millimeters or 20 millimeters. They'd raise hell with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also know that you served on New Guinea. Do you
Yeah.
remember that island?
Oh, yeah.
What was that like?
That was hell. I didn't like New Guinea at all.
Why?
It was tough. It was a tough war.
What were the living conditions like on New Guinea?
Oh, they weren't bad.
No?
As long as we had 3 meals a day.
Did you always have your meals on board ship? When you were on all these different islands, did they set up a mess hall on
Yes, they did.
was it on the ship or on the camp, on the ground?
On the ground.
So they'd set up a mess hall on the island and you would eat there?
Yeah, but we would set it up on the ground.
You'd help set it up
Yeah,
and then you'd transport everything off the boat over?
right.
Martin, do you recall if you were awarded any medals or citations? I know that there's a whole box of medals over there. Do you recall receiving any of those medals?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what medals you received.
Well, I gotta look.
Don't get up, I'll tell you. Maybe Tom can tell you what you've got. And then you tell me where you were when you got it.
I don't have my glasses with me. Steve, got a lot of good conduct medals.
Okay, this is the Efficiency, Honor, and Fidelity Medal. There's a National Defense Medal. There's a Fidelity, Zeal, and Obedience Medal. There's a European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal. Maybe we want to talk about that one. 1945.
You know, on the top is the European.
American Campaign.
American campaign, this one says.
Asiatic Pacific Campaign.
So Martin, you have a lot of medals over there. One of them says that it was the African Middle East.
Yeah.
Did you serve there also?
Oh, yeah.
Where did you serve?
In North Africa.
When were you there?
North Africa? I don't have the date, but it's North Africa, I remember.
Do you
That'd
recall
be-
where it was in North Africa?
No,
Tangiers?
Was it Tangiers?
well, we went to Canada. Why had that over, Tommy?
It doesn't say that, it says North Africa. I mean, where did you tell me you saw the camels that time?
Huh?
Where did you see camels?
The camels, remember you? The camels you told me about?
Camel.
Yeah, the camels. Remember you told me they were bricking them? You saw that when you were in the Navy? What country was that?
That was in the desert.
Yeah, but where? I mean, you were in the Navy at the time.
I don't know.
Probably in North
It was
Africa.
definitely North Africa.
That's right.
So Martin, you were actually in a lot of places. You were in the Mediterranean, you were in Africa, you were in the Pacific. You were in a lot of battles.
That's right.
Were you worried or stressed at all during this time?
No, I was a happy guy.
You were?
Yeah.
Did you do anything special for good luck?
Not just cheap. Just try to take care of some girls.
Well, that's pretty lucky. Did you get to see any USO shows?
Yes, I did.
Where?
In Orleans, I'd seen the.
Where were you when you saw the USO show? Do you remember who was at the USO show? Who was the entertainer?
Yeah, Bob Hope was
You
one.
saw Bob Hope?
Yeah. Try that over the whole board, Tom.
Wait, we'll do that later, Dad.
Huh?
She's gonna do that later.
I'll do that when we finish talking, okay? Because then
Alright.
you can show me each one individually and tell me about it. Did you get any leave when you were overseas at all?
Yeah,
Where did you go on leave?
New Guinea.
Oh, what did you do?
Tried to play the girls, but didn't work out.
Didn't work out? No, those New Guinea women didn't like those American men.
American men.
Did you try to find Gumpa while you were there?
What?
You drove to go find Joe, Gumpa.
Oh yeah, my stepfather was there too.
He was serving in New Guinea at the same time you were over there?
Yeah.
Was he in the Navy also?
No, he was in the army.
Did you find him?
Yeah, but it was too late. He was in the Air Force, and his captain let me borrow captain's key to take the jeep. That's why I went to look for him.
So he was in the Air Force and he was stationed on New Guinea?
Yeah.
And you borrowed the Jeep to go look for him? What happened? You didn't find him?
No,
Why? He had already gone?
that's how it was.
What a shame. Boy, can you believe it? The two of you were on the same island at the same time?
I know. Oh, that happened a lot though.
Did it? Did you run across any other Connecticut men overseas, guys that you knew?
Oh yeah. I had an old friend by the name of George Gaffey. His father was a postmaster in Martin, and I ran into him. And I ran into him on board ship. I got him some foods. So wherever they went, they're always after Navy.
Well, at least it sounds like the Navy always ate.
They did. What time is it anyway?
Well, it's almost 5 o'clock. It's almost time for you to eat your dinner. Did you make any friends when you were in the service that you stayed in touch with?
Oh yeah.
What were their names?
Well, I just mentioned Logan Gaz as a... And I mentioned a lot of names, didn't I, Tom?
What's that?
I mentioned a lot of names.
Yeah, well, you met a lot of guys later in your reunions, like Connie DeZima from South Meriden that was on your ship. You didn't even know you guys didn't even know each other when you were serving. Because you had a
What's
couple
his name?
thousand people.
Did you have reunions?
Yeah,
And at the reunions, did you meet some people that were on your ship
yeah,
from Meriden that you didn't even know when you were on the ship?
yeah,
And what was one of them's name? Connie DeZima?
yeah. Connie DeZima was one of them. Right, Tom?
That's right, Dad.
Did you stay in touch with any of your friends after the war?
Oh yeah. And we had reunions
And did you go to the reunions?
out in Washington D.C. We met. Nice reunions.
So was that your whole ship? Everybody on your ship?
Yeah, the whole ship would be divided.
Martin, what did you think of your fellow sailors and what did you think of the officers? First tell me about the sailors.
I think the sailors were a great bunch of guys. Couldn't have any ships in that are more close to my party than that. They're great men. And a lot of them talk to they get a lot of leave to graves. Is that it?
What did you think of the officers?
Oh, we had good officers. We had the good officers because they're all mostly native graduates. And I'm talking about first class graduates because they were naval.
Do you remember who your captain was?
My captain, yeah, Captain Moran.
Captain Moran, what was he like?
He was a strong Irish man for an Irishman.
For an Irishman, he was okay?
Oh yeah, wouldn't want nothing else.
Was he a good officer?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember any of your other officers?
Yeah, I do, but like the dad, the one aboard. Someday we'll get together and I'll bring my book.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
What was the highest rank that you attained?
And my what?
What was your rank when you got out of the service?
First class petty officer.
First class what?
Petty officer.
Petty officer? Martin, did you keep a journal or a diary at all when you were on board ship?
Yeah, I did.
You did. Do you still have that?
I might still have one. I'll look them up.
Okay.
Because my wife used to send them to me.
Oh, letters And you saved those?
In a newspaper too.
and newspapers?
Yeah,
And you would receive mail when you were on board the ship?
yeah,
Well, how was the mail service,
good.
even overseas?
That's right.
Do you recall when the war ended?
Yeah, April.
Well, you don't have to tell me the date. Where were you when you heard that the war ended?
I think I was in New Guinea.
Do you remember what the reaction was of the guys when you heard?
Oh, everybody was so happy. Wasn't it New Guinea, Tom?
Which day? Which
Huh?
VE day or VJ day?
What'd you say?
VE day or VJ day?
Yeah.
VJ day, I thought you were back in Meriden.
Were you there when the war ended in Europe?
Yeah.
And then you were back home in Meriden when the war ended in Japan?
Right.
When the war ended in Europe, then, did you go home?
Yes. Post-pay.
How?
Post-pay. And I ran all the way home.
Do you remember how you got there? Did you come home on the USS Boise? Did the whole ship return at that time?
Yeah, we did.
Where did you come into? What port?
San Diego.
And when you got in San Diego, what did you do?
Went hell.
And after that, were you immediately discharged?
Yeah.
So you got discharged in San Diego?
Yeah.
What did you do in the next couple days right after your discharge?
Raise hell, I guess.
After you finished raising hell, what'd you do?
Raise more hell.
Then how did you get home to Connecticut?
Well, I think my wife sent train and we came home on a train like a big shot.
Oh, so your wife met you in San Diego?
Yeah,
And you took the train all the way across the country back home to Connecticut?
yeah.
What did you do after the war when you came home to Connecticut?
I got my own job back in New Departure.
You got your own job back where?
In New Departure.
And what were you doing?
Rather, back in ball bearings.
Making ball bearings?
Yeah,
And how many years did you do?
a couple of years.
Did you live in Meriden then for the rest of the years that you were bringing up your kids?
Yeah,
How many children do you have?
5.
6.
Holy cow.
He's one of them.
He's one of them? Did you go back to school at all after the war?
No,
You didn't use your GI Bill benefits? Did you join any veterans organizations?
yeah, the American Legion.
The American Legion, are you still a member?
Yeah,
What did you do when you were in the American Legion? What kind of activities did you participate in?
Oh, they just said jobs, you know what I mean? That's what it was.
You were in the reserves a couple of years, Dad.
Huh?
You were in the reserves a couple of years after the war, right?
What did they say?
Were you in the reserves after the war for a couple years?
Yeah.
So what was that like? What did you have to do as a reservist?
Oh, it was called a boot camp for a couple of weeks of training and things like that.
But they didn't call you back up, but you kept training?
Yeah,
And you had the weekend training and probably the 2 weeks in the summer?
right. Okay.
Yeah? Did your military experience influence how you feel about war?
Didn't mind it.
No? How would you say your military experience affected your life?
Good.
Martin, is there anything that you haven't told me about that you would like to add?
No.
Can you think of any other incidents or stories that I didn't ask you about?
No, I think you did a pretty good job, don't you, Tom?
Sure.
Who's that girl?
That's your friend.
Is that Gloria?
Gloria.
Not Gloria, this one.
Well, Martin, I'd like to thank you for your interview and thank you for your service to our country.
Wow.
Now I'll look at your medal.